Let's take a 2-minute break from this course and let's talk a little bit about the executive branch. Now, we all know how a bill becomes a law. A bill goes into Congress and it goes to committee, gets amended a few more times, goes to another committee, and at one point it finally gets to the president and the president signs the bill into a law. So let's talk about what happens next. The president has to enforce the laws. In order to do this, he writes executive orders. The executive orders give guidance to the departments on how to execute. The departments then turn these executive orders into written policies, and these policies then inform the men, women, and dogs on the ground how to execute the law. So what happens when a new president comes to town, especially if that new president doesn't agree with the former president? The new president can rescind executive orders, write new executive orders, and that will result in the department having to change their policies and procedures, which will then affect how things happen on the ground. It's important to note that no change in the law has occurred. So what happens when Congress can't pass a law, but the executive branch feels as though there need to be rules in place? The president can write an executive order that will direct the federal government in order to establish strategies and policies. However, it's important to note that nobody outside of the executive branch has to follow these rules. In summary, Congress writes the laws, the executive branch enforces them. The president interprets the law and communicates guidance through the executive orders. Sometimes the POTUS will interpret the law differently, and it may be enforced differently than intended by Congress. And executive orders may also be used to address issues not covered by a law. These executive orders can cause friction between the two branches as people claim executive overreach, where the president is exceeding his constitutional mandate by interpreting the laws and not simply enforcing them. Congress will then use the power of the purse by threatening to not fund programs by the president that don't meet the intent of the law. You also have friction with the executors of the law, as policies may change or the programs may not be funded by Congress. And ultimately, the people of the United States may be frustrated with the policies changing and may not agree with the direction they're going. Keep these frictions in mind as we continue this course.